Chapter 41 I am just an ant in the Dao Palace Realm, why do you need to bring hundreds of people in? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 41, It's just a Dao Palace Realm ant, why bring a few tribulation realm to surround it? Hearing this, Zhang also reacted, what a strong power, that just now I was only concerned about the Chen family's city, but I didn't expect to be pleasantly surprised. Then his expression was fiery, there must be treasures in this city. If we can take it, it will definitely make the Zhang family icing on the cake, a big thing. Come to the right place, it's really a wise move to take the initiative this time. Zhang Dai didn't change his face, but cursed in his heart. The Chen family finally got a little better, and you still want to rob it. The fifth elder nodded, but a little solemn, Master, the quality of this power is at least a holy crystal vein. The best spiritual vein is not as good as this spiritual energy. The Zhang family doesn't have a holy crystal vein. It can be imagined that if there is really a holy crystal vein here, then can there be no strong people? Can you defend it? As an experienced person, you have to be on guard. Saint Crystal Vein. Zhang was immediately excited. Big. Zhang Dai was shocked, Saint Crystal Vein. Thinking back to the time when their Chen family's Saint Crystal Vein was taken away before he came out, where did the Chen family get the Saint Crystal Vein now? Unbelievable. The Chen family has developed to this extent behind my back. No matter, since I'm here, there's no reason to give up. Zhang also knew the reason, but the entire Tianyuan domain wants a place for their Zhang family. Luo Yunzong has to give 3 points of face. At this time, we can't let others grow their ambitions and lose our own prestige. After taking this place, he has to rush to Luo Yunzong to report. Go and call people in person. After saying that, Zhang rode on the golden scale horse and ran directly over. Seeing this, the fifth elder naturally did not want to give up such a precious resource as the Saint Crystal Vein. Maybe they really picked up a bargain. However, he also secretly raised his vigilance and did not dare to be careless. Zhang Dai's mind was a little heavy. With his strength, he could backstab Zhang, but it was impossible in front of the fifth elder. He could only wait and see. Zhang looked at the top of the city and laughed. Chen family, this is Zhang, the young master of the Zhang family. Come out and see me quickly. The Zhang family can be lenient. Passers-by looked at Zhang like a fool. And pointed. Here comes another person who is going to die. Don't envy his good clothes. Go away quickly. What are you looking at? Zhang cursed, what kind of eyes are you looking at? Is it useless to report the name of the Zhang family? How can this be? Above the 9 heavens, Bai Fengyao, who was riding the Emperor Qilin to guard the house, noticed the movement and exclaimed. Qilin, beat him. Use your power directly and perform your duties. Too arrogant, dare to yell at the master, beat you to death. Emperor Qilin looked down, bit a few of his hairs, and blew over. Zhang, who was about to scream, was knocked over and fell down. Who attacked me? He roared wildly. He saw that his monster mount was crippled and dying. Not good. The fifth elder of the Zhang family has been on guard, but he has no idea what kind of heaven-defying moves the other party used. Without noticing anything, the young master was knocked off the horse. Fly over quickly. Zhang Dai's face was slightly condensed. What a powerful method. It is impossible to defend against it. Who is the strong man behind it? I don't know if it's time for me to show my cards. Hesitating. Just at this moment, a huge monster appeared, and on its back was a girl with a very spiritual face. This combination was very dreamlike and seemed unreal. Zhang Dai was stunned. What a mighty monster. From what he heard, the Chen family carried it on their backs. Where did they get it from? The face of the fifth elder of the Zhang family changed drastically. It was definitely a powerful and terrifying monster. The suppression from the breath was not fake. Master, let's go. Sure enough, something was wrong here. Immediately picked up Zhang and ran away. Zhang was confused. Bai Fengyao smiled and blocked everyone's way. Since you are here, why are you in a hurry to leave? Zhang was in a mess and couldn't stand it. Stinky girl. Are you a member of the Chen family? The fifth elder is a strong man in the Dao Palace Realm. The fifth elder of the Zhang family almost cursed, don't drag it along, but he also had to protect the young master, beware of the monster. I should not be the opponent of the monster. I have to find a way to run away. Daogong Realm. Bai Fengyao curled her lips, I will remember you. You dare to call me a stinky girl, but she is not the opponent of the Daogong Realm strongmen. Then, she immediately snapped her fingers. The next moment, several puppets of the Crossing Tribulation Realm flew up in the air and directly surrounded everyone. They blocked it tightly and there was no dead angle in all directions. The fifth elder of the Zhang family was stunned. Crossing Tribulation Realm. His voice was also hoarse. He is the 9th level of the Daogong Realm, and he can still put pressure on him. He must be Crossing Tribulation Realm. So many. There is only one Daogong Realm ant. Why force him to bring a few Crossing Tribulation Realm strongmen to surround him? Who is this Chen family? Even if you want to run away, you can't run away. Crossing Tribulation Realm. Zhang was stunned. The 5 elders said so it must be true. But how can such a small family have so many powerful people in the Crossing Tribulation Realm? Why call a few Crossing Tribulation Realm experts for just a mere ant in the Divine Court Realm? It's really blood-spitting. Do you have to be so exaggerated? You tell me how to fight. A good man will not suffer a loss in front of him. Girl, do you dare to let me go? Unexpectedly, only the ancestor can be called to have a chance. I was careless. No one noticed that Zhang took out his knife with his backhand and aimed it. Let you go. Bai Fengyao narrowed her eyes. Dream. You are not stupid, otherwise your family would have been lost long ago. You. Zhang was so angry. Do you know that is the Zhang family, and the ancestor of the Zhang family is a powerful person in the Holy Realm. You, the Chen family, can't afford to offend you. So what? Master is still a powerful emperor. Bai Fengyao started to argue unconvinced. It's been a long time since anyone had quarreled with her, but this time, she made a quarrel. Emperor. The 5th elder of the Zhang family's eyelids twitched. This Chen family is so arrogant. I thought the emperor was a Chinese cabbage. Zhang smiled, bragging and not drafting. He directly showed his trump card and decided the ranking. Let me tell you, is a disciple of Luoyun sect. If you offend, you will offend the entire Luoyun sect. That his relative has already gone to Luoyun sect, and as expected, he is a disciple of Luoyun sect. With such a background, no one in the entire Tianyuan territory has ever been afraid of him. Offended the Luoyun sect. Bai Fengyao laughed. The Luoyun sect is a sect affiliated with the Chen family. You are throwing yourself into a trap. You. Zhang looked angry. This girl can brag better than him. He can't even boast. Can you believe it? This move is really useless. This time I met my opponent. Little girl, let's ask the Chen family to come and see you. The 5th elder couldn't stand it anymore. This girl doesn't seem very smart. Only the elders can say that. Zhang responded quickly. Tell your elders, the Chen family, to come out and tell you. Bai Fengyao suddenly felt unhappy. How come no one ever believed in a simple, kind and honest truth? I was about to beat someone up, but then I heard a sound. Ouch, waist, ah. Window, _tabula equals window, _tabula dot push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300x250, target _type, mix. Chapter 42, the task of cleaning up the house is completed. 7 Holy Puppets. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhang looked in pain, screamed, and covered his waist with blood flowing out, wasted. Turning around, his mind was filled with questions. Butler, what are you doing to me? That he was stabbed in the back. Subconsciously, he wanted to take action to knock Zhang Yi away, but Zhang Yi was stronger than him. After being knocked down, he immediately pulled out the knife and retreated early. Hey, hit me. The sudden scene made by Feng Yao's eyes light up, it was so interesting. Seeking death. The elder was instantly furious. At this time, Zhang Yi actually dared to sneak attack the young master. No matter how stupid you are, you still know that it is unusual and you just take action. Hold him down. Although Bai Fengyao understood the situation, she immediately gave the order. This move seems familiar. The elder was directly pushed to the ground by the puppet of the Tribulation Realm. Young master. He also forgot to greet him. He was responsible for protecting Zhang Kun and destroying the Chen family. Unexpectedly, he was captured without even entering. The young master was also stabbed by himself. Zhang Kun's face was ferocious in pain. He even took a step back without being able to stand firm, and roared angrily, Zhang Kun, do you want to die? But now that this girl Bai Fengyao wants to meddle in other people's business, they can't even move, let alone hack Zhang Yi to death to deal with the sudden internal rebellion. Zhang Yi didn't pay attention to the two of them. I'm going to have a showdown, so what? How does it matter if a few of the Zhang family are in the Tribulation Realm and one ancestor of the Zhang family is in the Holy Realm? This is a human sea tactic. Even a tiger is afraid of a pack of wolves. Then he looked at Bai Fengyao and said, Girl, I am Chanyue, the elder of the Chen family. Please inform the family. Although I know who Bai Fengyao is, I am definitely right to stay here and tell her. Moreover, if he takes action to express his attitude, he is afraid that he will be beaten to death like Elder Zhang Kun. So, let's talk decisively. There is no way, weak people, there are weak ways to survive, don't blame me, puff. Are you the elder of the Chen family? Bai Fengyao blinked. It's strange that this feeling seems familiar. Means I have seen it before, means this situation is inexplicably familiar. Exactly. Chen Yi smiled. What an unexpected surprise, he's back, that is back, Chen Yi. Mr. Chen. Zhang Kun wanted to scold his mother, betray my Zhang family, do you want to die? That it's strange that he had to conduct a sneak attack, the elder is also very angry. Even a mere ant dares to be an undercover agent. But now he has absolutely nothing to do with this undercover agent. Shut his mouth. Bai Fengyao had no intention of talking to him. Suddenly Zhang Kun said something. Chen Yi glanced at Zhang Kun and the others, and smiled in the blink of an eye. Girl, look at these 9 carts of top-quality spiritual stones and some elixirs and herbal spiritual weapons. They are just used to strengthen my Chen family. Pointing to the trophies, wrong, I came here for free. It's still delivered to your doorstep. If you want it, it's free of charge. Zhang Kun vomited blood directly. Those are my decorations. They are here to bring warmth. Yes, it can indeed be regarded as a resource. Bai Fengyao nodded, with a serious face, completely daring to laugh and joke. Master, I will do it. The conversation changed. I believe it. Who knew you were doing it deliberately? To deceive me about my young age, that I'm stupid again. Zhang Kun was stunned for a moment when he heard this. A bitter trick? Is it really a trick? Just didn't discuss it with him in advance. As long as I can leave, I might be able to accept being slapped, and the butler is still a good guy. And Chen Yi suddenly felt bitter. So, girl, please call the Chen family, do you know? Hey, that's right, Bai Fengyao thought about it. Okay then, I'll call someone. At this time, I heard Chen's voice. Girl, who are you going to call? Master. Bai Fengyao turned around and saw that the master was already beside her. Master, you're back just in time. Look at him. Is he an elder from the Chen family? She was still good at it, so it was Master who came. Seeing Chen who suddenly appeared, Zhang Kun and Elder both had expressions on their faces. God knows ghosts and knows, it must be the Chen family. The Emperor's master this girl talks about. Laughing to death, how is it possible for such a young emperor? If he were, I would stand on my head and squat in a manhole. Chen looked at Chen Yi, Who are you, elder? Another one is back. It's easy. But the characters of the older generations left the family early, so they really recognized it. Chanyue burst into tears. Master, I am the elder of the Chen family, Chanyue. It's been a long time, Master, you've suffered a lot. In a blink of an eye, he became like this. Between Chen's eyebrows, there is obviously a resemblance to Jia. That must be false, it must be the young master who is guarding the house alone. As soon as these words came out, Bai Fengmiao smiled. I feel stable. This elder doesn't feel guilty at all, and Zhang Kun was immediately dumbfounded. I almost believed your trick, I'm so sorry for you. They are all fake, only stabbing me in the waist is real. Chen smiled and said, Elder, welcome back to the clan. If you recognize him at first glance and the name matches, then you are right, the elders and ancestors are also different. The ancestors in the family are responsible for the behind-the-scenes deterrence, which is the foundation of the family. The elders are naturally assisting the family, they are the core strength, and they are naturally close to the family. Therefore, elder is a bit kind-hearted and has such a temperament. Of course, will do things like stabbing people in the back. Hearing this, Chanyue knew that he had been saved, and he was almost implicated by Elder Zhang Kun and killed by mistake. Master, please return to your clan. Although knew what had done, he still had to come back to avoid being killed by mistake again, in which case he would die in peace, and the young master is responsible for guarding the house, so of course he has to come back more formally. Elder, are you back? Chen was in a bad mood. Ding, the task of cleaning up the house is completed, congratulations to Su for getting the reward, 7 holy puppets. What? Is this the end? Chen immediately reacted to the details of the task issued by the system before, and understood the meaning of basic strength, an ancestor Chen Xiandao, an elder Chanyue, a direct blood relative aunt, a housekeeper Fu Bo, a collateral disciple Chen Tianya, and he reluctantly took over his father's place. And now he is back one by one, a dragon. The task was a little sloppy, but it was also a pleasant surprise. He casually signaled the puppets to retreat, and then looked at the elder of the Zhang family. Why did you come to my Chen family? Bai Fengmiao immediately reported, Master, they are talking nonsense. Well, the disciple heard it clearly, and Zhang Kun laughed, holding his waist and laughing, the young master of the Chen family. Haha. As a young master, he thought that he would not be as good as Chen. I am the young master of the Zhang family. If you offend my Zhang family, there will be no place for your Chen family in Tianyuan domain. Let me go quickly. Snap, Chen directly slapped Zhang Kun away, and didn't ask you, so why bother talking? Talking to Zhang Kun is a waste of time. If you want to ask, of course ask the stronger ones. Looking at the elders of the Zhang family, what are you doing in my Chen family? Zhang family. Sure enough, the Zhang family will still let the Chen family develop, because family interests involve all aspects. Bai Fengmiao stared at Zhang Kun and drew a parabola. Young master. Elder Wu watched the young master being beaten away, and his heart tightened when he heard what Chen Wu said. We are here on the orders of our family. He didn't know what to say, and he knew how strong Chen Wu was, but the few people next to him who were in the tribulation realm were joking. Chen Wu narrowed his eyes. Zhang Yuanba is dead, since you are here, stay too. It's impossible. How could my father die? Zhang Kun heard it and didn't care about being beaten away by Chen Wu. I am a disciple of Luo Yun sect. How dare you? How could his father die? His father went to Luo Yun sect. Wait, this kid is finished. Convinced? Specialized in all kinds of unconvinced. Chen Wu immediately shook Yunlan out of the Taiga god and demon field. He took someone away, of course he didn't mean it, and Luo Yun sect is a subsidiary sect of his Chen family. It is okay to bear such a stain, even verbally. So as not to spread rumors, the horror of rumors is still worthy of awe, especially between different forces. Asked, Luo Yun sect, is he your Luo Yun sect disciple? At the same time, a charming woman stood beside Chen. Chapter 43 Zhang Kun. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Luoyun sect. Zhang Kuan, who was cursing, was stunned when he heard Chen Fan say that. He was playing tricks. Luoyun sect is much stronger than our Zhang family ancestor. Why would he come to such a small place? Not to mention that if he went to Luoyun sect must have personally received him. Then he frowned when he saw the strange woman next to Chen Fan. He even asked someone to act. And the elder of the Zhang family was stunned when he saw Yunlan in person. He actually came. So polite. Who is Chen Fan? Sweating profusely, Zhang opened his mouth bitterly and couldn't say anything. He was afraid inside because he could already imagine the consequences. Regardless of the cause. And Yunlan looked at Zhang Kuan casually with her beautiful eyes. Emperor, you are not a disciple of Luoyun sect. She knew that Chen Fan asked her to confront him, and he did it extravagantly and asked knowingly, not to show off, but just to completely clear up this relationship, so as not to spread rumors, which would not work, especially between the big forces. Gossip and any unfounded rumors must not be spread, otherwise, the one who will suffer and be affected will always be our Luoyun sect. Chen Day was a little confused, and didn't know what they were talking about. And Bai Fengmiao directly put her hands on her waist, raised her head and chest. Master will do what she said before. Emperor. And Zhang Kuan laughed, but his waist hurt, and watching you cooperate in showing off silently, it was all left over from his play. He snorted coldly, whether I am a disciple of Luoyun sect is not up to you to decide. At the same time, there was a plop, elder directly bowed down. The word great emperor directly broke my defense. Elder of Zhang family, Zhang Yi, greets Luoyun zone. She didn't dare to raise her head. A saint was respectful to Chen Fan. Her words were highly credible. Even if she didn't believe it at all, she looked pale and powerless. Unbelievable. And Zhang Kuan's back immediately felt cold, his face froze, and his whole body was covered with hair. Yunlan didn't care, ignored Zhang Yi. Oh, then tell me, who has the final say? Zhang Kuan turned his head with difficulty. Junior Zhang Kuan, greets Luoyunzong, that I don't believe others, but I believe elder. Of course you have the final say. Who knows why Luoyunzong came here? Could it be because of Chen Fan? This thought directly scared me so much that my face turned pale. Wrong. The emperor has the final say. Yunlan pressed down and directly threw the two people away. Chen Day was stunned and his eyelids twitched wildly. Is this really Luoyunzong? The young master is the emperor. He didn't dare to ask, nor did he dare to say. Luoyunzong, calm down. You are right. We are blind. Zhang Yi didn't dare to resist at all and trembled. Just kidding, he couldn't beat the one in the Tribulation realm, and he had no temper when facing the top saints, but Yunlan was an emperor, and he really wanted to save his life, so he didn't dare to look up at Chen Fan. Zhang Kuan dared to be angry but didn't dare to say anything. Whatever I said was wrong. But he obviously had a stronger identity and background. Covering his waist, he quickly explained, Luoyunzong, misunderstanding, my father is Zhang Yuanba. Introduce yourself. The son of the Zhang family, how could Luoyunzong fight against you? Yunlan suddenly felt cold. Your father Zhang Yuanba is dead. Impossible, how could my father die? Zhang Kuan roared directly. Then his face turned pale. His father went to Luoyun sect, but Luoyun sect was still here. Could it be true? Zhang Yi's heart sank and his face was extremely ugly. Yunlan ignored it. Remember, in the next life, don't announce things that have not been accomplished without authorization. Chen Fan asked her to come, and also asked her, the sect leader, to clean up the termites herself. After all, she dared to believe in something that had not been accomplished yet. Before she even started, she said she was a disciple of Luoyun sect. This was also a blow and stain to the prestige of Luoyun sect. Then, he directly passed by with a palm. At the last moment of life, the flow of time slowed down. Zhang Kuan and Zhang Yi didn't have time to react at all. Their faces were filled with fear, their pupils dilated, and their muscles trembled. They looked at the palm print of the saint, the visible spiritual power fluctuations, and the golden strands of energy, weaving a big fight. Unbelievable. Indescribable, unable to resist, everything is in vain, and the escape speed is no less than that of a turtle, the left hand, right hand, and legs are all slow, and even the soul is trapped in a quagmire. Yunlan, she didn't care about the Zhang family at all, and attacked them. Could it be that the girl didn't brag? Luoyun sect is really affiliated with a Chen family. Moreover, Chen Fan is a strong man in the Emperor realm, otherwise, why can Chen Fan command the first major sect in Tianyuan domain? Boom, the next moment, the two of them were annihilated. Chen Day opened his mouth wide. This big fight, Zhang Yi in the Dao Palace Realm couldn't stand it, he must be a strong man. Luoyun sect, the Chen family actually, went so far behind my back. At first glance, the free spiritual stone resources are not attractive. Compared with strength and background, this thing seems insignificant. Chen Fan was quite satisfied with this. And Yunlan cleaned up this kind of worms, and no one would believe the rumors. Then he waved casually, and 7 holy realm puppets appeared around him, cold light, no emotion. Emperor, what is this? Yunlan was stunned when she saw this. Chen Fan said, Luo Yunzong, aren't you afraid that the Zhang family will retaliate secretly and assassinate the core disciples of the sect? These are 7 holy realm level puppets. In addition, I will give you 2,000 cross-tribulation realm puppets. Do you have the confidence to destroy the Zhang family? That since we have accomplished this, we must strike first and not give the Zhang family a chance to retaliate, because, generally speaking, sects are not willing to offend top families. Except for some of their strength, the most important thing is that the family is complex and huge. If it cannot be destroyed at once, it is easy to give a chance and resurgence. And take revenge secretly. Well, for example, the undercover Chen family can be considered this kind of thing. The key is that financial resources and strength can achieve mutual conversion and checks and balances at a certain latitude. For example, hire, or be hired. The same principle applies to exchanging certain benefits for the Empress Master. If you want to break all this, of course you need to break this balance. Reduce the loss to an acceptable range and you will be defeated, and even if you are in the Imperial realm, you are still one person after all. It is easy to kill the top power of the Zhang family, but it will just lower the level of the Zhang family and cause it to decline. What is needed now is to completely wipe out all the branches of the Zhang family throughout the Tianyuan territory. Leave no hidden dangers to avoid being stabbed in the back. When Yunlan heard this, her beautiful eyes warmed up. 7 holy realms. No less than the top combat power of Luoyun sect. Not to mention there are still 2,000 tribulation realms left. Luo Yunzong doesn't have that many, it's just a fraction, because the tribulation realm is not a big deal. It seems that this is Chen Fan's plan, to use absolute power to wipe out the Zhang family. That is the largest family in Tianyuan territory, and they want to completely wipe it out. Great Emperor, Yunlan will live up to his orders. That it must be impossible. There are enough strong people to cover all areas, and if those who slip through the net want to take revenge, they will only be a very small minority after all. And when she killed Zhang Yuanba, she couldn't sit still and wait for death. Solving it in a short time seemed to be the best way. Chen Day opened his mouth, shocked. Such a level is completely speechless. All I heard was my brain buzzing. Is this still the Luoyun sect, the largest sect in the Tianyuan domain? Chen Fan hummed, Luo Yunzong, you go and arrange this matter. And I'm going to meet with other sects. After all, there are many sects affiliated with the Zhang family. But you don't need too many manpower to take down the sect. One person is enough. Yunlan smiled and said, Great Emperor, just call me Yunlan. Chen Fan did not hesitate about this title and turned to look at Chen Day on the side. Great Elder, let's go back. When Chen Day heard this, he trembled all over and became excited. Taixu Prefecture, Central Domain, Yang family. A group of guards guarded the door of a cold and remote small hall, and there was a large lock on the door bolt. In the room, a thin woman was lonely and in pain. Her hands and feet were chained. The soul was also sealed. Fanner, I am not worthy of being your mother. Her name is Yang Lingqing. Chapter 44. I silently said to myself, I am an undercover agent. Yang Lingqing's experience. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yang Lingqing looked extremely haggard, her eyes were hollow and absent-minded, her red lips were pale, and there were 2 lines of tears on her face. It was obvious that she was not feeling well. Just now, she fainted due to excessive longing, and she dreamed that her son had become an emperor and led his father's family, the Chen family, to stand out from many forces. Why would I have such a daydream? My son, I miss you. Yang Lingqing's eyes were full of tears, and dreams were fake after all. More than 10 years ago, when her son was still a little old, she left the Chen family in Beidazu and returned to her mother's family to seek help, hoping that her mother's family would help the Chen family. As a result, when she came back, the Chen family was weak, but she was fine, but now she was imprisoned in this quiet palace and could not go back. She felt guilty for not fulfilling her duties as a mother for so many years. She dreamed of her son again, and she was filled with endless longing and pain. Although the daydream of wanting her son to be successful is the biggest expectation of a mother, the more this happens, the more uncomfortable she feels. I don't know how you are doing these days. How is the Chen family? Yang Lingqing closed her eyes painfully. In her mind, the little figure of her son left in her memory is lingering. Growing up alone, lonely, eating and sleeping poorly, no one takes care of him. As for the shackles on her body, it has long become a habit. At this time, there was a commotion outside the door. Soon, the door lock was opened, and a middle-aged man pushed the door in. There was an old man behind him. Madam, why are you doing this? The old man looked at Yang Lingqing's appearance and sighed. What does it have to do with you? Yang Lingqing got angry when she saw this person. This person is Chen Shujian, the elder of the Chen family who came back with her. He was responsible for protecting her all the way, but he turned against her. I didn't expect that Chen Shujian was doing well in their young family and was valued and trusted by his eldest brother. Can you believe it? Although we are all family members, we don't talk about our differences, but in this situation, you are doing better than me in my own family. And the middle-aged man in front of her is her eldest brother, Yang Qi. Hearing this, Chen Shujian was immediately very angry, but he kept thinking in his heart, I am an undercover, I am an undercover, my wife doesn't know, I must not reveal any flaws. Ha! Okay. Yang Qi stood up and signaled Chen Shujian to step back, then he stood with his hands behind his back and looked at Yang Lingqing. Sister, why are you doing this? As long as you don't make a fuss and go back to the Chen family, why should my eldest brother imprison you, and why should you suffer so much? These times, Yang Lingqing has escaped a lot, and it is not possible without imprisonment and locking him up. Yang Lingqing stared at Yang Qi. Brother, although this is my mother's family, the Chen family is also my home. There are my sons and husbands here, how can you let me give up? How can I watch helplessly? How dare you? The Chen family is just an ant, far inferior to our Yang family, the largest family in the central region. Why are you going back? Yang Qi was furious. Go back to die. Brother, this is all for your own good. For my own good. Yang Lingqing laughed bitterly. You are just afraid that the Chen family will be a burden and affect your position. Pa, Yang Qi suddenly felt cold, and a slap went over, and Yang Lingqing collapsed on the ground. Master, calm down, madam is just obsessed. Chen Shujian quickly persuaded, but he could only watch helplessly and couldn't say anything useful. Yang Qi also knew this truth, coldly said, a man who knows the times is a hero. If you were not my sister, I would not bother to pay attention to you. Although my Yang family is far inferior to the top families in Huang, we have everything we want. And you chose to get married with a man from a small ant tribe in Beidazu, thousands of miles away. It's ridiculous. If you stay here obediently, there won't be so many things. Chen Shujian's old face trembled, and he silently said in his heart, I am an undercover. Yang Lingqing covered her face and did not speak. She and her eldest brother have the same father and mother. For the position of the head of the Yang family, that is, the position of his father. The eldest brother has other competitors, half-brothers, so the eldest brother is afraid that the shackles on her will implicate him and affect his seizure of power, and cannot help him. Seeing young Lingqing silent, Yang Qi snorted coldly. No matter what, you can't go back to the Chen family. In addition, I came here today to inform you that the head of the Huang family is interested in you. Choose an auspicious day and get the deal done. By the way, he doesn't mind that you have been married and have a son, and you are just a concubine. You should thank the head of the Huang family for giving you this honor and opportunity. But he knew that if his sister married there, she would have no status and would be useless. And the Huang family is far inferior to their Yang family. The head of the Huang family is an old man, but he needs to win over and support, and the Chen family is just a burden and will not bring him any help, not to mention that they are far away, so there is no need to waste time. Think about it, my sister has also been married before. It doesn't matter if she doesn't go back to the Chen family, but it's not good to be lonely and widowed for the rest of her life if she can't marry. Thinking about it this way, this deal is still worthwhile and not much loss. Chen Shujian was directly confused. I am a big shot, is he going to make a scene at the wedding? Everyone knows that the old man in the Huang family is a pervert. He only eats grass that is younger than his, and he accepts everything that comes. Boom, young Lingqing was shocked and knelt down. Brother, please, brother, I am your sister, I have a husband and a son. Don't send me to the Huang family. He begged bitterly, she was afraid. The eldest brother wants to use her identity as a biological sister to make friends with other families and compete for power in the future. And he already has a family. She used to be just like a scumbag maid. Yang Qi was indifferent when he saw young Lingqing pulling his trouser legs. Humph, it's your own fault. Otherwise, as the eldest brother, I wouldn't have found a good marriage for you. Furthermore, since you are always marrying down, what's the difference between marrying into the Huang family and marrying into the Chen family? The head of the Huang family doesn't dislike you, that's the best outcome. Just be content. Chen Shujian could hardly contain his anger, but once he died, it was completely over. No, we must find a way. Seeing that his elder brother was extremely determined, Yang Lingqing's face turned pale. I want to see my father, I want to see my mother, they also have a grandson. She came to her mother clan for help and needed resources and skills. After all, she knew something about Emperor Xuanji, but the decline of the Chen family was also a real decline. She didn't want to put herself here. Yang Qi became serious. Father will not care about you, and mother, because you insisted on getting married, was already very angry. Now, for our sake, mother will not let you do whatever you want. I have the final say on this matter. It's settled, you should prepare well. Brother. Young Lingqing was afraid in her heart, all because the Chen family was in decline and she no longer had the right to speak behind her back. His voice was almost hoarse. He is your nephew. My nephew? I didn't recognize him. Yang Qi snorted coldly. Sister, if you continue to be so stubborn, I won't go to see this nephew in person. That the words nephew were specially bitten very hard, and were full of threats. Yang Lingqing slumped down on the ground, desperate. No, you must not let your eldest brother go to the Chen family. Let's go. Yang Qi ignored Yang Lingqing. His sister would think it through. Nowadays, the Chen family has no use at all. It will only be a drag, and there is no talk of kinship. Young master, why don't you let me persuade madam? Chen Shujian said. Yang Qi glanced at Chen Shujian, then turned and left. Chen Shujian had better be aware of his situation and not jump back and forth, otherwise he would not intend to kill anyone. As for fear, not to mention, even if Chen Shujian wants to jump back and forth and has no family background, he is just an ant that can be destroyed if he wants to, depending on his mood. Yang Lingqing was stunned, his eyes were dull. How could? Chen Shujian said cautiously, Madam, I will find a way to save you. Undercover is very simple, using human nature, that is, the pleasure of conquering the other person, to satisfy the other person. This is a temporary ancestral precept. Of course, he didn't think Yang Qi would completely trust him. young Lingqing immediately looked at Chen Shujian in disbelief. Chen family, this day. Sign in. Ding, the sign-in is successful. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Emperor-level spiritual weapon, the Star Battleship. Chapter 45 Star Battleship, the Ordinary Second Disciple. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 45 Star Battleship, Disciple of. Upon hearing the system prompt, Chen Fan immediately looked at the system space. Star Battleship, not bad. The 10s are powerful and huge, as bright as the stars in the sky. They are made of materials that are sparkling and translucent. They are still Emperor-level spiritual weapons. This thing is mostly used for footwork, and it also integrates offense and defense. It's just that compared to purely offensive and defensive spiritual weapons, this aspect is worse, but it is also better than the comprehensive functions. It can break into the void and travel at a very fast speed, which is no less than the teleportation of the powerful emperor. With the Star Battleship, it is not difficult for the whole clan to mobilize. Chen Fan was very satisfied. Let's imagine that in the future, if there is a fight, just take the family's treasure ship and take the whole family there to fight in a group. It saves time, but you can also run away immediately, which greatly reduces the family's losses. Then I thought about it, let me lend it to Yunlan to try. After all, although Yunlan is his worker, he cannot be treated badly. With the equipment configured for her, it will be easier to capture the Zhang family and reduce losses. He looked back at the warm bed that was still warm and smiled. Lingqing had just left. This time, he opened the door for Lingqing and walked in the middle of the night. Stay with me all night and make a baby. Then he went back secretly, afraid of being discovered. The Empress Master is quite in love, but when she regains her memory, she may be the one to fall in love with him. After all, even though she has become a wife, the majesty of the Empress Master is still there, and Emperor Xuanji is much stronger than Emperor Taihuang. Chen Fan immediately made up a picture in his mind. One day, Lingqing was holding a baby in her arms, sitting on the throne with her legs crossed, and looked at him coldly, and said, "Traitor." So scared. Bang. However, Chen Fan was confused about something. Lingqing always asked him if he was feeling well afterward, saying that he was talking too much. Is it possible? Chen Fan thought of something and his face darkened. How could he be that kind of person? He really just wants cubs. They have a deep understanding as a couple and are definitely not indulgent. Lingqing misunderstood him, at this moment. Master, I would like to see you. Xiao Yu's uneasy voice came from outside the door. Chen Fan recovered his thoughts and said, "Come in." Xiao Yu pushed open the door and entered. "Xiao Yu, are you still used to this place?" Chen Fan looked at his disciple and asked casually, "Just call him Yuer, his disciple is older than him." The purpose of calling him that way is to appear mysterious and create a personal image. Since we are talking behind closed doors now, there is no need. Xiao Yu was tense and respectful. Although her master was younger than her, he was still the great emperor. Her lifelong mentor. "Master, this disciple is used to it." "Thank you, Master, for your kindness. Now that I have hugged my thigh, I can't let go." "As long as the master doesn't dislike her food, that's fine," Chen Fan hummed. "If you have anything to do, just tell me." Xiao Yu's pretty face immediately turned serious, extremely serious. "Master, once you are a teacher, you will always be a father." "Stay. I don't have such a big daughter." Chen Fan has heard this many times from his eldest disciple by Fengyao. Xiao Yu glanced at the master's face and continued, "Master, this disciple is here to take care of you. Don't misunderstand me, Master. I think you don't have a maid to take care of you. I might be able to help you." Then he quickly explained in a panic. She mustered up a lot of courage to speak. Chen Fan smiled and said, "No need. Xiao Yu, I'm used to it." Xiao Yu was a little disappointed when she heard that, because such a big good thing happened to her. She always felt guilty in her heart, because she was prostitution for nothing. The master didn't like her either. "If I don't do something, I'm really sorry, Master." "Master, you can just call me Yuer." He glanced at Master's face again. Although she is older than her master, according to the law of respecting the strong, she is also willing to be called Yuer by her master. Chen Fan laughed dumbly. That's fine. Yuer, you're here just in time. I'm going to check your bones. Okay. Xiaoyu nodded obediently, then sat aside. Chen Fan casually spread out a burst of spiritual power, covering Xiaoyu's body. Xiaoyu silently watched the master examining her, feeling a little nervous. Could she be a little too useless? Soon, Chen Fan got the result: constitution, none; bloodline power, none; root bone, none. His cultivation is not outstanding either. The soul is not that powerful, which means that Xiaoyu's talent and understanding are not so obvious. To say, is not surprising. Xiaoyu stared at Master's face nervously. Master, am I too ordinary? It collapsed, otherwise, Master wouldn't have such a look on his face. Chen Fan nodded. Xiaoyu froze on the spot, and Chen Fan didn't care. Your physique and bloodline are both innate and acquired. Your origin is destined to make you ordinary, but you pursue strength through hard work. As long as you meet your own opportunity, you can create a superhuman physique and bloodline. Before encountering these opportunities, you just need to be prepared. As a teacher, I will always support you. The rest, do it with confidence. How about it, that this disciple's background is a problem, and his confidence is destined to be hit. But if you want to become a strong person, this is a taboo. You must fill up the chicken soup for the soul in advance. Confident self-confidence is also self-confidence. As long as self-confidence is transformed into strength, then it is true ability. Xiaoyu was so moved that the master did not dislike her for being useless at all. Master, please obey your instructions. As long as the master supports her, this is the source of her confidence. Okay. Chen Fan smiled, then took out a book of mental techniques and handed it over. This Dian Heart Sutra, you should understand it with your heart. It will enhance your soul and state of mind, assist your skills, and speed up your practice. If you don't understand something, feel free to ask my teacher. This is the sign and reward before, a holy level mental method. It is also different from the magical power, it is gentler and needs to be taught step by step. Xiaoyu took it with both hands and looked at the heart method in his hand. The big golden characters read the Dian Heart Sutra. It was extraordinary at first glance. Cautiously, Master, what level is this Dian Heart Sutra? That she was afraid that she was too good and would cry if she went crazy. In the Holy Level Heart Sutra, it is also the top level, close to the Emperor level. Chen Fan said casually. Xiaoyu was frightened. Holy level. She has never seen such a precious thing when the master takes action. If word spreads, countless old monsters will rob her, and she was very grateful to master, but she always felt that she was not reliable. What? Chen Fan's face was stern. Let you understand it, you can understand it. And although this Dian Heart Sutra is a holy level, it will not bite you back. It has a total of 9 realms. Step by step, it will not have much impact on you. Just practice with peace of mind. Hey, look at this disciple's limited knowledge. It really makes Master feel bad, but she has a childlike face and her long legs are so outstanding that the description of slim is simply inappropriate. I quite like her. No wonder she is a little ant. Okay, Master. Xiaoyu immediately expressed her attitude to avoid making Master angry and she would be beaten. After that, Xiaoyu left, and Yunlan also came out of the ancient gods and demons field, and her heart could not be calm for a long time. Unexpectedly, the Emperor actually has such forbidden space. Comparable to the forbidden of gods and demons. Moreover, the headquarters of the ancient gods and demons pavilion has been built, and the symbol is the one she has seen before, the Thunder Fury Emperor Beast. Seeing Yunlan come out and look dazed as if there was no one around, Chen Fan reminded him, Yunlan, do you understand the relevant rules of the ancient gods and demons pavilion? Yunlan turned around and said, Emperor, I already understand and must abide by the rules. Fang Yuehua and Mo Qinyin have already interacted with her. Okay. Chen Fan thought about where it would be better to poach. After all, the Taixu gods and demons pavilion is not enough, let's talk again. In addition, how about I give you another battleship to help you sweep away the Zhang family? Battleship? Yunlan didn't know where Chen Fan came from. So many means, one after another. You can make puppets in the Holy Realm, which is incredible. But it should be difficult. Thinking like this, Chen Fan hummed, "Come with me." Yunlan followed without hesitation. Then, Chen Fan appeared in the sky and directly took out the star battleship. Suddenly, a huge battleship that was as big as half the city shrouded the entire Chen family city like a dream, covering the sky and the sun. It is majestic and can be seen everywhere. When everyone saw this, they stopped and looked up. Somewhere, Bai Fengyao also saw, "Master, please let me be the captain. I can change the captain's clothes." Yunlan's beautiful eyes were shocked. So big. It is more than enough to build a ship-based city. Great Emperor, what level is this? Chapter 46, Su Chanyue is not allowed to ride, the real undercover. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Emperor level, even if you encounter a strong Emperor level person, you will still be able to escape. Chen Fan said casually. At the same time, among the group released inside, Luo Yunzong is in charge of the head power of the entire Tianyuan territory. No loss, because to establish an ancient family, one Dao domain is not enough. There are at least, or even more, and crazy expansion is needed. Emperor level. Yunlan had already guessed it, but when Chen Fan said it, she was still very excited, because the imperial artifact, not even their Luoyun sect, had ever seen other people's weapons, so they silently shed water. Not to mention that this kind of battleship-like imperial weapon consumes much more precious materials than ordinary imperial weapons. Thank you Emperor for your trust. Yunlan will definitely live up to his mission. Chen Fan lent it to her, this trust. Otherwise, if she loses the imperial weapon, the loss will be immeasurable. I was immediately moved. The Emperor's courage was extraordinary. Chen Fan waved his hand casually. Yunlan, follow me from now on. You are not so polite. Go ahead. Become a captain. At the same time, 2,000 Tribulation Realm puppets flew directly onto the star battleship, and then solemnly guarded them in a circle, which was full of oppression. Yunlan smiled, cupped her hands to say goodbye, and turned around with fiery eyes, jumping onto the star battleship bravely. Set off. Chen Fan also watched silently. Suddenly. Master. I'm going to be the captain. Bai Fengyao said, and flew up. Yunlan was confused. Chen Fan was also confused. He immediately grabbed the chicken and carried his disciple back from a long distance away. Girl, don't you act recklessly. Look at you, you want to get along with everything, you want to be half as inferior as, just be honest. Hey. Bai Fengyao looked at Chen Fan awkwardly but politely. Master, I know this. Then he showed an Ania smile. On the star battleship, Yunlan was silent. Bai Fengyao came and wrote down a sentence. Su Chanyue is not allowed to ride. I have a headache. This disciple is too protective. Her disciple becomes the target of torture. Pity the disciple for a second. Yunlan went to destroy the Zhang family. Chen Fan is also ready to set off to implement his plan. Of all the family forces in the Tianyuan territory, the Zhang family is the strongest, with strong men from the Holy Realm in charge. Other more powerful families, such as the ancestors of the Tribulation Realm, or the families who paid a lot of money to hire Holy Realm level guards to guard them, are obviously not a threat. Those strong outsiders can run faster than anyone else at the sound of wind, and they will never try their best. In addition, there are more than 100 cities in the Tianyuan domain, among which the strong ones in the Holy Realm are mostly the lords of a city, or the saints who are wandering cultivators have settled down. There is no need to annihilate them all. They will not pay too much attention to the disputes between families. Of course, there is something to be wary of. Many of the city lords of powerful cities are guarded by the royal family. Changes in the Tianyuan territory cannot be concealed. To occupy the entire Tianyuan territory, the royal family has to be expelled. Now, there is still a coexistence and penetration relationship, so we need to wait and see how it changes. Chen Fan's target, except Luoyun sect, other 9 saint-level sections. Of course, according to the second law, these 9 sects combined are basically no match for Luoyun sect. After all, the elders at the pinnacle of the holy realm of Luoyun sect are in charge. Other sects, even if they are at the first level of the holy realm, are still considered as saint-level forces. It sounds similar, but in fact the gap is huge. Chen Fan went out after taking care of some family affairs. Now it is unrealistic to retreat behind the scenes and take care of the elderly. Taixu Prefecture, Central Domain, Yang family. Yang Qi looked at Chen Shujian. He asked casually, Chen Shujian, how would you like to persuade my sister? Although he values this person's ability to do things, after all, he is related to his sister, so it is necessary to guard against others. He wanted to see what Chen Shujian was thinking. Chen Shujian looked slightly hesitant. Master, please give me some advice. Mrs. just doesn't want to. Then he looked at his words. Believe him, he persuaded me for a long time yesterday, and his words were all worn out. Yang Qi immediately snorted. In that case, you don't have to waste time. If you want to lock her up, you can't run away. What Mr. said. Chen Shujian nodded and bowed, then changed the subject. He said in a deep voice, Master, let me make a plan. I wonder if you are interested. Oh. Tell me. Yang Qi watched silently. Is Chen Shujian playing tricks on him? Is there any real way? After all, he doesn't want his sister to have to get married, or if things get dirty, he doesn't want to see such an accident. Immediately, Chen Shujian's expression turned sinister, whispered. Master, madam, you are obsessed with that son. If you bring him to our Yang family, madam, maybe you can just be honest. A typical villain's treacherous face. Yang frowned, threatening his nephew with cheap money. Poor, but. Then you, Mr. Chen of the Chen family, will you tolerate it? It's doubtful. He didn't want to waste time. He just belonged to the Chen family. He didn't bother to travel thousands of miles to catch his nephew, not to mention it would be disgraceful. But if my sister wants to live or die, this may be the best way. Chen Shujian smiled and said, Young master, I am joking, I don't care about the Chen family. What's more, we are a family. Extraordinary times require extraordinary measures. Besides, the Chen family's young master may not be doing well in Baidijo, so it would be a good thing to take him over. Yang Qi hesitated slightly. That's fine. Bringing the cheap nephew here will not cause any trouble under his nose. Even if he does not agree with his mother's remarriage, he will be locked up and threaten his sister to be honest, killing two birds with one stone. Okay, I'll take him back to the Yang family in person. It's easy to borrow money. After all, he is related to the family. Even if he is captured, he will only have a name and no outsiders will say anything. No. Chen Shujian immediately stopped him. Master, absolutely no. Why? Yang Qi was confused. Master, I need to send a message to him and ask him to come to Yang's house on his own. Why do you need to come forward in person? Chen Shujian continued. Don't let the madam know that you want to use your son to threaten her. Her son has voluntarily come to the Yang family to find relatives and is entering the tiger. In order to prevent the madam from getting emotional and causing other accidents. Yang Qishiao said, as for Zhou, I will send someone to notify him and ask him to come to my Yang family. Nephew? He hasn't seen it either, but he also wants to see it. Chen Shujian smiled and said, Master, one more thing. My wife is marrying the head of the Huang family. I don't want to see you guys get together. Why don't you let me check the wind and be on guard in advance? Yang Qi was shocked. Second brother. The half-brother is indeed a trouble. Chen Shujian nodded meaningfully. Okay, go ahead and do it. Yang Qi said casually. Chen Shujian left. Yang Qi's eyes flickered. Chen Shujian. No matter how suspicious he is, he has to be on guard. Then he would doubt whether Chen Shujian would betray him and choose to join forces with his second brother to help his sister escape. Chen Shujian told him the matter personally again, and when he said it, there was a layer of confusion, and he could not be sure of Chen Shujian's loyalty. Of course, he was very satisfied with the last suggestion. The rest. Chen Shujian had better know the truth. Soon, Chen Shujian met Yang Feng, the second master of the Yang family. What are you doing here? Yang Feng frowned. Chen Shujian said, Second Master, you also know that I am from the Chen family and do not want to see Mrs. suffer. My Majesty, I want to join forces with you to prevent Mrs. from marrying into the Huang family. In the same way, it will prevent Mr. Huang Jiaqing's help from being detrimental to you. What do you think? Yang Feng narrowed his eyes. You want to betray Yang Qi. How can I trust you, that he really doesn't want the Huang family to support brother? After all, it is also a trouble that is not good for him, but Chen Shujian doesn't feel trustworthy. Chen Shujian said calmly, Second Master, you don't believe me? Now Yang Qi is planning to take advantage of me, Mr. Chen family, to threaten Madam. How can I bear it? Indignant, Yang Feng was confused. This. Second Master, I am here to remind you. In a short time, I, the Chen family's master, will come to the Yang family. You don't want to see Yang Qi achieve his goal easily, right? Chen Shujian glanced at Yang Feng's face. Yang Feng hummed, I will consider it. Afterwards, Chen Shujian left. Yang Feng fell into deep thought. Nephew? Although I don't know what Chen Shujian is like, the news he brought has some weight, if is true, maybe can be considered. For the rest, wait and see what happens. Chen Shujian left with a smile on his face. You don't believe me? That's right. Then drive to the Yang family patriarch's hall. Once inside, I almost burst into tears. Master, please let me keep an eye on Mr. and Mr. Er for news. They all want to touch your grandson. That's right, a real undercover agent will never tell others where he is an undercover agent. Don't blush or jump. This time, even if you carry the head on your neck, you still have to save your wife. Chapter 47 The attitude of the head of the Yang family, Yang Qi, notify the nephew to return to his. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mother's home, the head of the Yang family, Yang Zhando, was drinking tea, and was startled. His hands trembled, he thought it was something, and was in a panic. Chen Shujian, you are also the representative of your Chen family. How can you be so rude? Although he also had some expectations for his grandson whom he had met before, after all, he was his own daughter, but the Chen family was really unsuccessful, so that this little expectation faded infinitely. As for Chen Shujian, he was also a member of the Chen family, of course, he was also the one who jumped back and forth around the children, which was equivalent to being sent there as an undercover. If nothing else, this family still had the final say. Chen Shujian had a special identity, so he was just used. Chen Shujian acted. Master, I have been in the Yang family for many years. This time, the young master of my Chen family will come. What does it have to do with me? Yang Zhando frowned. Master, no matter what, the young master is your grandson. Chen Shujian kept mentioning these words, family card. We must pave the way for the young master to come, don't say anything else, as long as there is no danger. Moreover, the young master can prevent the lady from being sent to the Huang family. The key is Yang Zhando's attitude. When the young master makes a mistake, the master can come forward to calm the two young masters. However, the young master can be saved, but he may be troubled by Yang Qi and Yang Feng in the future, and his end is unpredictable. After all, he has no direct blood relationship with the Yang family. But to save the lady, everything is worth it. Yang Zhando heard this and couldn't help it. He was really close to him even though he had never seen him. Okay, I got it. If you come, I will personally test you. If you get my approval, I will give you resources to cultivate you. If you don't live up to my expectations, don't blame me for being ruthless and ungrateful. For you, this is just a matter of words. Giving you a chance is also based on this bloodline. Of course, the premise is that it is worth it, otherwise you won't be too interested. The head of the family is wise. Chen Shujian knew that as long as Yang Zhando was willing to give in, it would be enough. Yang Zhando frowned. The little boy's name is Chen Fan, right? What are you doing here? That you suspected that your eldest son wanted to make trouble. Chen Shujian did not dare to neglect. Master. The eldest young master wants to force his wife to marry into the Huang family through my young master of the Chen family, trying to increase his own support. He must cooperate with the Huang family in industry. The more chaotic the situation, the more opportunities there are, but the end will be more miserable, but he can't care about it. Lingqing. Yang Zhando sighed, then he didn't care. It seems that sons are the key to inheriting the family. Daughters are just spilled water, used for marriage to win over forces and expand the family. What's more, there are so many wives, how can they take care of this small family? Don't pay attention to it, we will deal with our own small family affairs. The main reason is that this daughter is useless, she has been married. What will happen in the future is all cause and effect, and it is all her own fault. As for the grandson, I don't think Chen Fan can stop him. Let them decide everything by themselves. The winner is the loser. As for Chen Shujian, he can do nothing and doesn't need to care, he is also getting old enough to retire behind the scenes. Letting go of power is also a gradual transition. Yes, Patriarch. Chen Shujian knew that everything was expected. If the Patriarch of the Yang family doesn't stand up and let this small family go, it means chaos on top of chaos. I hope nothing unexpected will happen. This is also a desperate bet. In the quiet hall, young Lingqing is looking forward to it. It turns out that Chen Shujian is her father's man. He is not dependent on his eldest brother, which is a bit confusing, but it's good this way. At least her father won't interfere too much in the affairs of his eldest brother and his younger brother, but she doesn't have the heart to think so much now, because Chen Shujian suggested to her that she should bring her son over. Fanner, mother is sorry for you. She had no choice. The reason why she had a son to stop all this was because she had Yang blood flowing in her body, she was a member of the Yang family, and her father was his own grandson. If her father was willing to speak, her elder brother would not do anything to her son. Fortunately, it was a son. If it was a daughter, her father probably would not value her. It was not that she was prejudiced, but that her father was such a person, and she herself was a living example. She now believed in Chen Shujian. Looking out the window, perhaps it was not a bad thing to bring her son to the Yang family. At least, it was much stronger than the Chen family, and any resources would be a help, although it would be difficult for her son to come and he would be wronged, but she really had no choice, she can finally see her son. As a mother, she will protect him even if she dies. On the other side, Yang Qi has already planned this matter, and he doesn't want to waste too much time. At this moment, standing in front of him is the confidant who has been trained. You go to Beidazu, Chanyue, Langya City, find a Chen family named Chen Fan, about 10 years old, and let him return to his mother's family as soon as possible. As for the reason you ask, you don't need to answer, just notify me. Ask the nephew to go back to her mother's home. Yes, young master. A group of confidants received the order and then left the Yang family. Yang Qi took a deep breath. After a while, he called his two sons because he was also home. Dad, what do you want to talk to us about? Two boys around 10 years old appeared. Yang Qi glanced at his two sons. Buyer, Linner, your eldest brother will come to the mother's family soon. When you enter the house, give you a warning. Remember not to embarrass me, understand, that it's a pity that my family is a little late. My son is not as old as my nephew, but it's not a big problem. What's wrong with letting him be a few years older? Isn't it just hanging around? My nephew's Chen family is just a small family, and it's falling apart. Who knows if he has good upbringing? How can the resources and talents be compared with our descendants of the Yang family? And my nephew will definitely not agree to this kind of thing happening to my sister, so if it is necessary, let me suffer a little when I enter the house. It's best to let me use him honestly and let my sister willingly marry into the Huang family. As an uncle, it is not appropriate for him to take action. The sons, of course, are about the same age and can help share the affairs. Hearing Yang Bai and Yang Lin's expressions became hot, they obviously knew something. This cheap elder brother was the son of the aunt, and they had never seen him, but they had a chance to show off. As the main bloodline of the Yang family, they were extremely talented and invincible at the same age. Even if the cheap elder brother was a few years older than them, so what? Dad, we will definitely not show mercy. Give you a show of strength. Dad, we will definitely not let you down and share your worries, extremely confident. It comes from the family giving everything to him. Okay, go and get ready. Yang Qi was very satisfied, a young man from a declining family, obviously he can't make any waves, and he can't be valued by his father, because he is too useless and weak, then everything will be done according to your plan. Dad, there is no need to prepare to deal with you. That's right, Dad, let me have one hand, it's no problem. Beidazu, Tianyuan Domain, Zhang family back mountain, Zhang family patriarch was a little gloomy, Luoyun sect, this account must be settled, that even if it is the largest sect, our largest family is not a soft persimmon that can be manipulated by others. As the ancestor of the Zhang family, he has already made a record of this for Luoyun sect. Don't fight to the death openly, but your sect disciples will always have scapegoats. His eyes were fierce, because it was not yet the point where both sides were injured and both were destroyed. We need to make Luo Yunzong pay the price, and know the pain, just click to do it. Suddenly, noticing the movement of the family, the ancestor of the Zhang family flashed and appeared above the Zhang family. In front of him, a warship covered the sky, and everywhere he went, there were dead souls. Chapter 48, Zhang family ancestor dies, Zhang family is destroyed, Chen Fan gains a huge harvest, PL. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 48, the ancestor of the Zhang family died, the Zhang family was destroyed, Chen gained a huge harvest, and led dozens of undercovers. The ancestor of the Zhang family was stunned when he saw this scene. For a moment, I was furious. Who dares to break into my Zhang family? That he bared his teeth when he was angry and couldn't shake his head, it was quite sudden. The family headquarters can occupy the size of a city, but it was directly attacked. And the battleship in front of you is absolutely extraordinary. The Zhang family, when did they offend a person like this? The disciples of the Zhang family fled frantically, panicking and not choosing their way out. Run quickly. What the hell? But there is no way I can run away. The corpses are separated one by one, and they die with their eyes open. Yunlan was on the star battleship and saw the Zhang family ancestor appear, lift directly into the sky. Luo Yunjian, unsheath, buzz, the sword points to the sky. Luo Yun's sword technique. The gorgeous sword light stretched for 1,000 meters and killed directly. Yunlan. You. The ancestor of the Zhang family felt his heart sink when he saw Yunlan attack him directly without saying a word. Luo Yunzong, do you want to be the enemy of my Zhang family? Roared angrily, the two families have always been at odds with each other, but why have they frequently been at odds recently? It's just too much of a lie. But he is no match for Yunlan, and it is too late to hire strong men now. Who knows why Luo Yunzong suddenly came to kill him? Yunlan was a little indifferent. If you, the Zhang family, offend others, you shouldn't offend others, but you will bring the blame upon yourself. Die, that if you dare to send people to the Chen family to cause trouble, the emperor will not care about you. Well, that's unreasonable. Not to mention the Chen family, if the Chen family expands, other people will be wiped out. There is no room for tigers in this mountain. The face of the ancestor of the Zhang family changed wildly. In Tianyuan territory, the Zhang family cannot afford to offend anyone. Then I thought, Chen family. Recently, Zhang Yuanba has sent people to offend the Chen family who suddenly appeared. How is that possible? How could they not afford to offend such a small and arrogant family? Seeing the sword light slashing towards him, he didn't even bother to ask why, and secretly said, it's not good. Escape, he can't beat him at all, let alone the Luoyun sect's more than one Saint Realm powerhouse. There is escape, however. Several powerful men from the Holy Realm suddenly appeared around him, directly surrounding him, leaving him with no way to retreat. The ancestor of the Zhang family did not hesitate and directly chose to resist completely. Ah! But even so, it is completely unstoppable and can offset some of the power. Then he was slashed with a sword, and the saint's body began to bleed. He was severely injured in an instant. If he did it again, he would definitely fall. Yunlan. Don't bully others too much, that everything goes well, but misfortune comes from the sky. It's like taking a big blame. Death. Yunlan took action again without taking a breath, afraid of something unexpected happening. The ancestor of the Zhang family must be killed. The ancestor of the Zhang family was instantly desperate, confused, it was quite sudden. Just now, he planned to make Luo Yunzong pay the price, but he didn't expect that Luo Yunzong didn't care about their Zhang family at all and came directly to kill them. Who gives Luo Yunzong the confidence? How dare you act so wantonly? Seeing Yunlan coming to kill again. Yunlan. Who did our Zhang family offend? Let me understand, even if I die, that they didn't follow martial ethics and carried out sneak attacks, but also fought in groups. I will never die with my eyes closed. Yunlan did not answer directly. Have you seen this battleship? It comes from the Chen family's imperial weapon. Then he killed with a sword. The ancestor of the Zhang family was immediately in disbelief. What a Chen family! Who on earth has such great energy, imperial weapon? This battleship is actually an imperial weapon. No wonder it's so powerful. Are you a strong man in the imperial realm? So, the Luoyun sect has been conquered, otherwise, how could he act so decisively? This gives me confidence. Seeing that he couldn't escape, he gritted his teeth and said, you will be retaliated against. How big the Zhang family is. If there are survivors, Luoyun sect will definitely pay the price. Don't worry, the emperor will not leave any hidden dangers. Yunlan looked at the Zhang family ancestor and was hit by her. Look, the ancestor has appeared. The disciples of the Zhang family, seeing their ancestor appearing, felt endless hope in their hearts. The ancestor is fighting with others, the ancestor has fallen. Run away, that fear inside, even the ancestors have no match. Who did the Zhang family offend? The ancestor of the Zhang family was wiped out bit by bit, and finally he heard the word, the great emperor. An emperor-level expert unexpectedly appears in the Chen family of Tianyuan territory. Soon, it dissipated into dust. After Yunlan destroyed the ancestor of the Zhang family, he immediately returned to the star battleship to take command. Without the strong men in the Holy Realm, the other elders in the Tribulation Realm cannot be worried. They cannot give the Zhang family a chance to breathe, let alone let them escape, otherwise there will be endless troubles. Here, part of the Zhang family, she also sent out 2,000 Tribulation Realm puppets, under the strong command of Luoyun sect senior officials, to wipe out the bloodlines of all major branches of the Zhang family throughout the Abyss territory. Because without the Holy Realm, the Tribulation Realm would be absolutely invincible. This was all given to her by Chen, otherwise, it would not be so easy and relaxed. It is conceivable that if the Zhang family is destroyed, this extremely wealthy family will expand rapidly. Then annex. Seize abundant wealth and resources and take over major industries, fearing that they will directly reach the sky. Then it would be easier to annex and subdue other small families. The Chen family is unstoppable, follow the emperor and work hard, and Luo Yunzong will not suffer. Not knowing when to give birth to a baby for the emperor, Fang Yuehua and Mo Qingyin urged the emperor to send Lingqing. I don't know why, but after she became the leader of the God and Demon Pavilion, she had to urge Lingqing. However, she and Lingqing were not very familiar with each other. Ding, subjugating Qinyun sect as a subsidiary sect. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the holy spiritual weapon, Qinyun sword. Ding, subjugating Tianluo sect as a subsidiary sect. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the holy spiritual weapon, Daoyuo Tiangong. Ding, subjugating Daoyu sect as a subsidiary sect. Congratulations to the host, the quality of Chen's library is automatically upgraded. Ding, that at the same time, Chen has been alone, and it took several days to walk through the other 9 holy-level forces in Tianyuan domain. Wherever he went, he suppressed them at will. When the emperor's might came out, no one could fight. All the major forces dared not to fart at all, indicating that they had become affiliated forces of the Chen family. This is the basic attitude of respect brought by strong strength. Of course, he would not hurt the killer, because these sect forces all rely on him to deal with major cities, and the royal family sent strong defenders to help. it is used to balance the strength of the forces in the Tianyuan domain, and then gradually erode. Therefore, the rewards from the system are also very generous. And dozens of family undercovers were taken back. There are all kinds of levels, but most of them are former disciples of the Chen family, standing next to him, staring at each other. Ding, you are affiliated with the Luoyun sect, and you have destroyed the hostile force Zhang family. Congratulations to the host for getting the reward, an ancient secret space. Chen Xiao felt relieved immediately. It seemed that Yunlan had already solved most of the problems. In addition to the sign-in rewards these days, it can be said that the harvest was terrifying. The family foundation was established, the Chen family was established, and there was no other threat. The initial prototype has been formed. The only thing left was to deal with those non-powers, the city lords. And the existence behind them. Master, we. The undercovers were confused and at a loss. Good, I can go home. It feels like a dream. The master alone dug out dozens of their undercovers from the top forces. Chen Xiao casually said, everyone, let's talk about it when we go back. Then he waved his hand and took the undercovers back to the Chen family. The Chen family city is gone. At this moment, a group of people came. They used spiritual tools to travel and did not dare to waste time to rush here. After all, the eldest master had given instructions, but they found out along the way that the eldest master had told them that Lingqing city was gone. It had become the Chen family, but the Chen family? They didn't know the situation. They only knew that they were looking for Chen, a boy about 13 years old. In order to complete the task, they had already started posting missing person notices around the city. They also shouted everywhere, "Who is Chen?" Chapter 49 Who is Chen Fan? Finding someone is harder than going to the 18th level of hell. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 49 Who is Chen Fan? Finding someone is harder than going to the 8th level of prison. One after another, the voices came out with confidence. Who is Chen Fan? Please come quickly. Whoever finds Chen Fan will be rewarded with a low-grade Peiyuan pill. Big deal. A level elixir is like a treasure to ordinary monks. Yang Qi's cronies were arrogant. If you want to find someone, it's better to let him come to your door. It saves trouble and they only need to sit here and wait. You said, can't he find this person? Is he already gone? Probably not. It seems that the Chen family is doing well. No matter, the huge reward of a Yuanpui Dan is only one in a small town. Not many people can withstand the temptation. Even if Chen Fan hides it, he can't do it. Find out. Just so confident, the leading man frowned. We don't want to stay here for too long. If we inform the young man, we can go back and report to the eldest young master. Because this place looks a little different. Not only is the aura rich, but Lingqing city is also owned by the Chen family. There is a big discrepancy between the declining family and the eldest young master. I am afraid something has changed, but they had no intention of investigating. Anyway, the person they were looking for was just a middle-aged man, so they were not afraid. People coming and going not far away would watch these people from time to time, pointing. Dare to call the ancestor of the Chen family by his name and post a missing person notice? These people probably don't want to live anymore, right? That I was dumbfounded. I have seen bold people, but I have never seen such bold people, blatantly looking for their lair. Who knows? Maybe they think they can do it again. TSK, I admire them, I admire their courage and their bohemian appearance. The reward is a Yuanpui Dan. Who are you looking down on? It's over, it's over. Hurry and walk away, not to mention level elixirs. Even if they take holy level elixirs as payment, they will not hesitate. Just kidding, the plate here is the biggest opportunity, and they still look down on mere elixirs, not to mention taking the reward and betraying the ancestor of the Chen family. I'm afraid I think I'll live too long. Soon, the news here reached by Fengyao's ears. The gate of the city. Yang Qi's cronies gradually became confused as time passed, and suddenly became less confident. Tell me, why do those people look at us with pity? A shiver ran down my spine. One person might have been an accident, but everyone had pity on their faces. They felt like they were being pointed at like a wandering beggar. How unreasonable. That's right, you can see in their eyes that they admire our courage. I don't quite understand why the folk customs here are so weird. Also, has no one taken a look at Pei Yuan Dan? With such a huge reward, no one can be found. Seeing Pei Yuan Dan is like seeing the god of plague. Stay away. Aren't they greedy? Do you think that our dignified Yang family will use fakes to deceive us? That the leader's eyes became serious. There may be something unexpected here. If it doesn't work, we will just go into the city. That they were not stupid and did not enter the city immediately, but the situation here was different from what the young master said. To be on the safe side, they started looking for people outside the city, but the mission given to them by the eldest young master must be completed. If it doesn't work, they can only go find it in person instead of waiting for Chen Fan to come to their door. Yang Qi's cronies looked at each other, and then started shouting again, but the voices were obviously not that loud. The suppressing gazes from the Zhou people made them all feel that they were really beggars. Doubting life, feeling uncomfortable all over. No matter what, let's go into the city. Afterwards, a group of people prepared to enter the city. Then, a girl came towards them and stopped them. Bai Fengyao stared at several people. You guys, looking for someone? That she didn't know why these people were looking for master, but she wasn't stupid either. She would try to trick the other person into saying something first. The leading man frowned. Little girl, who are you? Bai Fengyao curled her lips. Did you see the big characters on the top of the city? I am the defender of Dachin City. Serious. Everyone laughed immediately. In that case, do you know where Chen Fan is? Tell us, this Pei Yuan pill is yours. The leading man narrowed his eyes and started to lie. Bai Fengyao looked at Pei Yuan Dan, her face turned cold and she slapped it away. Everyone's expressions instantly froze, seeking death. A mere little girl, not very disciplined, but quite temperamental. Don't you even like Pei Yuan Dan? But they all have extraordinary cultivation levels. Qilin. Bai Fengyao shouted immediately, and the Emperor Qilin suddenly appeared, flying everyone away with a claw. Humph, you dare to call my master's name. You have a bad attitude, and you dare to come to my Chen family to cause trouble. You will be paid to arrest my master, and Qilin will beat them up. No matter what, let's wait until the master comes back to deal with it, as long as he doesn't die. As soon as everyone saw each other, their bones were all shaken, and they were so frightened that they peed. Monster. Horrible monster. They were completely unaware. Who is Chen Fan? He actually has a younger brother. Girl, wait. We have something important to do with your master. Without thinking about it, he quickly changed his mind. Bai Fengyao narrowed her eyes. Real or false? Looking for master. I don't know what happened. It's absolutely true, girl, show mercy. Everyone was scared. Who knows that this place is guarded by such a powerful monster? My heart was chilled. A good man would not suffer a loss in front of him. Do you know my master? Bai Fengyao expressed doubt. I don't know him. How dare you be so arrogant if you don't know him? Bai Fengyao said that her uncle could not tolerate her aunt, and called a group of puppets to surround these offenders. Everyone was stunned. There were so many, and each one was more powerful than them. Trembling, if you really don't know him, why force us ants? At this time, 5 women with their own strengths appeared around, holding a missing person notice in their hands. There was no portrait, just the words looking for Chen Fan. As a senior sister, her face was angry. She encountered such a thing when she just came to find her junior brother. She couldn't stand the great emperor junior brother being defiled like this. Staring at everyone, it's you, looking for our junior brother. That I don't know who Bai Fengyao is, but this is the Chen family, so it is likely that she is one of us. Hey. Bai Fengyao glanced at the teammates who suddenly joined. Master. Master's sister. So many. Everyone was speechless. Chen Fan's sister. They all looked powerful. Let's find Chen. Stuttering and trembling, he didn't check the almanac before going out. He thought it would be easy to find a kid in his early 20s. Who knew he would run into so many troubles? Before they could tell the truth, they suddenly saw a huge and terrifying warship spirit weapon appear in the sky above them, covering a shadow. A figure appeared in front of them in an instant, and they couldn't detect how the other party came down. They were stunned. Strong. Very strong. Yunlan came to return the star warship after dealing with the Zhang family's affairs these days. Seeing this scene, he understood instantly, looking at the people who were surrounded. Are you looking for the emperor? Otherwise, there is no way to explain. Bai Fengyao knew that Yunlan was back, and it was likely that the master would be back soon. Jiang Luoli and the others didn't know who Yunlan was, but they were definitely one of them. But that warship was too majestic. Boom. The Great Emperor. Everyone's defense was broken directly. We are timid, don't scare us. How dare we find the Great Emperor? Although it's not clear why, we finally know why those people look at them so much, and they are so shy about the reward of Peiyuan Dan. The leading man was under all kinds of pressure, gnashing his teeth and biting his scalp. Senior, we are looking for Chen, her master. He looked at Bai Fengyao and immediately changed his words. A good man would not suffer a loss in front of him. Oh, what do you want to find me for? That at the same time, a voice came from his ear. The next moment, Chen Fan appeared next to him like a ghost, scanning everyone. I can't recognize him, huh? Missing person notice. Chapter 50, The Wrath of the Emperor. Go to the Yang family in Weiyang territory, Taixu Prefecture. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How could someone who didn't know better think that this emperor was wanted? Master. Great Emperor. Junior brother. The girls greeted. Then he watched quietly and let Chen Fan handle the rest. Chen Fan nodded and looked at the strange group of people in front of him. What are you looking for? If you can't tell me a reason, I'm afraid you won't be able to leave alive. You don't know the origin of, so you still look for him. He really doesn't know much about fate. Here, everyone was trembling and shivering, and this person was probably the legendary Chen Fan. It's not easy, but you can finally see it. But in his heart, he secretly thought that something was wrong. The situation had changed, and Chen Fan was too weird. The leading man quickly said, Master Chen, we are, your uncle's cronies. They come from the Yang family in the Weiyang region of Taixu Prefecture. I specially invite you to visit your mother's clan. A big change in attitude. No matter how stupid they are, they can't afford to offend now. You can't make it public, you can only wait until you get back to the Yang family to talk about it. Now we can only adapt to circumstances, and the eldest young master will understand them. When the girls heard this, they looked a little strange. Yang family? How could it be? Chen Fan was stunned for a moment. Is there any reason? Uncle Yang. Why would you think of him when you are so good? It's not that he doesn't believe in blood connection, it's just a fact. Otherwise, there would be so many, but the Yang family would never send anyone here. Of course, he would definitely go to the Yang family, because his mother was in the mother clan. I don't know how my mother is doing. The leader of the man did not dare to show off his arrogance. The more he could not see through Chen Fan, the more frightened he felt inside, and he was sweating profusely. Master Chen is not destined. They didn't dare to say it at all. Everything happening now was too unexpected. They just wanted to escape from the Chen family and quickly inform the eldest master when they got back. Isn't it reasonable? Chen Fan frowned. Now that we know the identity of, what about mother? Could it be because of his mother? Chen Fan thought. Master Chen, you are a very nice person. The man responded quickly, otherwise he would not be able to deal with the young master when he returned. However, Chen Fan's double eyes still captured the details, which was the fluctuation caused by the word mother. He suddenly became indifferent and said, Mother, what's going on? There must be something hidden. The Emperor Realm expert only revealed a hint of coercion, which made it difficult for everyone to breathe. The man crawled down directly and confirmed that Chen Fan was extremely powerful. It was unbelievable. Master Chen, I forgive you, we are just servants, we don't dare to deceive. In comparison, his attitude turned completely 180 degrees. Who knows that Chen Fan is so defiant and has so many helpers? Could it be that he is really the emperor? The thought of this brings despair and fear. I just hope that I can fool him and go back to resume my life. Chen Fan snorted coldly, a spirit shot over, and started searching for souls without saying a word. It's best not to, but just in case, even if it's a misunderstanding, for his mother, he is willing to personally apologize to the Yang family. However, the result of the soul search made Chen Fan's aura pour out uncontrollably. Boom! The Emperor's power was majestic and the pressure was endless, like the wrath of heaven. In an instant, the entire space buzzed, and then it began to twist, and even faintly cracked and shattered into pieces. It was the first time that Bai Fengyao saw her master so angry. Otherwise, he was an amiable little master, with an extremely angry face. Damn it, what on earth are they, the Yang family, doing? The Emperor's unicorn felt the master's emotions and roared, making the sky move. Yunlan's face looks ugly, and the Emperor is angry. Jiang Luoli and the others had serious expressions on their faces. They had been rushing to their junior brother's home for many days. Unexpectedly, they saw the wrath of Emperor Wei with their own eyes. Junior brother is angry. Master Chen, have mercy on me, Master Chen, have mercy on me. Everyone turned pale with fright, and they lay prone, trembling all over, and fear spread. There was no way to fight back, no, there was no intention of resisting at all, not to mention that the boss was forcibly searched for his soul, and he was afraid that he would become a fool. Master Chen can shatter even the void. These ants have never seen such a scene before. We only know how many people have been imprisoned by the eldest young master, but we don't know anything else. At this point, the voice suddenly stopped and his soul was extinguished. Because everything is too late, after casually crushing these people, Chen Fan looked at one direction and said, "The Yang family, what a Yang family," that the tone was extremely cold. "Everyone, please take your mother back to your clan." Chen Fan immediately rose into the sky and formed a formation to protect the entire Chen family city. He was going to the Yang family and brought his mother back in a glorious way. Tell everyone that the Chen family is not empty. And mother will always be the mistress of the Chen family. Chen family, the whole family should welcome you. They all rely on you. If the Yang family is unjust, then it will turn them upside down. Yes. The girls didn't know what was happening, but they followed suit. Bai Fengyao immediately went to summon the Chen family members, who were extremely anxious. Many senior sisters, who are senior sisters, did not ask any questions at all. Since they are here, they should help. As the master of the gods and demons pavilion, Yunlan naturally wanted to go because the trip was far away. Just in case other forces were touched, she could bear some pressure for the emperor. Soon, within a short time, they had gathered on the star battleship and shuttled through the void, head to Taixu Prefecture, Weiyang territory. Yang family, but Chen Fan was a little silent. My mother was imprisoned for so long. I thought my mother could save her life and live a better life in her mother's clan, instead of having to suffer in the Chen family. I never thought that I would be locked up in a small hall alone, living like a fool. More than 10. I don't know the specific reason. The soul search has no results. These people don't have relevant information in their memories, but there must be a connection. He doesn't believe that the irrational Yang family will do this, even regardless of kinship. And everything his mother did was for the Chen family, that's why she did this. As for Taixu province, it is much stronger than Baidi province in terms of comprehensive strength, that is, the strength of the top forces is stronger. Just like cultivators, there are strong and weak, and the domain is like this, including major states, or major Dao domains in the state, and the Yang family in Weiyang domain is indeed a top family. But compared to the Zhang family in Tianyuan domain, it is not much stronger. The only involvement is another bloodline from his mother. Soon, with the speed of the star battleship, it will be able to cross several states and reach Taixu province in half an hour. Lingqing silently guarded Chen Fan. Taixu province, Weiyang domain, Yang family, in the Jing palace. These days, young Lingqing has been living like a dead day. The more time passes, the more tormenting and long it becomes. She is tense, looks painful, and can't sleep all night, but there is light in her eyes, because she knows that she will see her son soon. Her eldest brother has taken action. Chen Shujian told her, if nothing unexpected happens, it will take at least a month before she can see her son. After all, Taixu Prefecture is 10 miles away from Baidi Prefecture, and she wants to see her child, but she doesn't want to see him. She is afraid that if he comes, she will not be able to protect him as a mother, and will be neglected, wronged, and laughed at and bullied by the Yang family's genius. She is so anxious and entangled in her heart, but she can't do anything. I'm sorry. Fanner. So much so that the shackles on her body have long been forgotten. She prayed silently in her heart that the Yang family would not send anyone to pick up her son, and safety would be a problem, but Chen Shujian would secretly send someone, so she could feel a little relieved. Chen Fan, the only one who would be bullied is the Yang family. The main hall of the Yang family, the head of the family, Chen Shujian. You said you knew. Yang Zhando was afraid of Chen Shujian. These days, Chen Shujian comes every day. You will personally test that kid, and if you get your approval, you can give him resources, a position, and training. Relying on you want to use you, you whisper in your ears every day, and your ears are almost calloused. The head of the family is wise. Chen Shujian felt a little relieved when he heard this, and he brazenly bowed his hand to indicate, these days, he always has his head on his shoulders, and he has to remind Yang Zhando to repeat this sentence every day. Even if Yang Zhando is impatient and kills him in anger, he is worth it. Because the young master is coming soon, we must pave the way and cannot afford to make mistakes. Can't afford to lose. And in the next few days, he will still come. Patriarch, wait for him, he will definitely come. At least another month. You have to hold your head, smile. On the other side, Yang Qi stood with his hands behind his back. Calculate the time, the kid should be notified. There was a sneer on the corner of his mouth. The people he sent out used the lower-grade spiritual tools of the heavenly level. Needless to say, the speed, if there is no spiritual tool, it will take 10 days and half a month to notify the cheap nephew. Now a few days are enough. But it will take another month for that kid to come to the Yang family. What a waste of time. Shaking his head, but at this point, he is willing to wait for his nephew to come. As for his two sons, he is very confident. It doesn't matter whether they are ready or not, they can easily give their nephew a warning. Shock. Their Yang family doesn't need trash to waste resources. If it weren't for the blood of the Yang family and his nephew, he would not be qualified to come to their Yang family. Dad, the head of the Huang family is here to see you. At this time, Yang Bai walked in. Yang Qi hummed, let's go see the head of the Huang family. P.S. Ask for bookshelf, urge for updates, comments, free gift support, window, _Taboola equals window, _Taboola, push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, Taboola, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target _type, mix.